What is going on, everybody? It is Luke Beller with the Sideline Scoop, and yesterday it came out the Packers are reportedly going to be signing 2 new players to their practice squad. So that's what I wanted to cover in today's video. Just sort of break down each of these players, give you guys some information, a little bit to know about them. So if they ever do end up on the actual roster, you'll have a little bit more background information about them. But the first guy we have to take a look at is tight end Isaac Nauta. I'm not sure if that's how you say his name exactly, but it's probably something like that. But for Nauta, coming out of high school back in 2016, he was a 5-star recruit, and he was ranked as the best tight end prospect coming out of his class. So I think there was lots of hope sort of for Nauta coming into college. So he ends up going to Georgia, where he plays there for 3 years. In that time there, he had 68 receptions for 905 yards and 8 touchdowns. So a pretty good time for him there at Georgia. But as he was coming out of college and coming into the NFL, people sort of saw him more as a blocking tight end as opposed to more of a receiving threat. And I sort of want to take a look at this quote here from Kyle Krabs at the Draft Network, sort of describing sort of the way that this guy plays. He says, Isaac Nauta should have a fairly straightforward transition to the NFL. Nauta is an ace blocker. His ability to dictate at the line of scrimmage is tremendous and will afford him ample looks early on in his NFL career. Nauta's physical presence extends to the receiving game as well, where he shows the ability to bully and knock around defenders on his route sims. Nauta will need to be more deliberate with his physicality to create more separation on his breaks to be as big a threat as a receiver though. So as you can see there, he is definitely more of a blocking tight end. And one other interesting sort of thing to take a look at is coming into his combine, I think people sort of expected sort of more from him coming into his combine than sort of how he actually ended up performing, because he ran a 4.91 40 at that time, and actually that sort of led to his draft stock sort of declining a little bit. So he ends up being taken by the Detroit Lions in the 7th round of that draft, where he spent, the last season there. In that time, in 13 games, he had 3 catches for 16 yards. As I said earlier, he is more of a blocking tight end, so 74 of his 101 snaps there with the Lions were pass blocking snaps. So last Saturday, he was released by the Lions. I guess the Packers decided they wanted some more depth at tight end, so that's sort of a little bit of background on tight end Isaac Nauta. So the second guy the Packers are going to be reportedly signing to their practice squad is center Anthony Fabiano. He went undrafted back in 2016 coming out of Harvard, so definitely a very smart guy. But since then, he has been on 8 different teams, and he hasn't had any snaps since 2017. So when he was playing back in 2016 and 2017, he played in 160 offensive snaps in 9 different games. In that time, he had 78 pass blocking snaps, and in those snaps, he gave up 1 sack and 3 pressures. So obviously, there's not too much to sort of look back on for Anthony Fabiano. Sort of same to say with tight end Isaac Nauta. But it makes sense that the Packers would want to bring in another center, just considering Corey Linsley is now on the IR. It makes sense that the Packers want to bring in some more depth at the position. So that's basically a little bit of background information on both tight end Isaac Nauta and center Anthony Fabiano. So that is all I wanted to break down in today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, make sure you drop a like down below. And if you want to see some more Packers content, feel free to subscribe to the channel. But that's going to be all for today. See you guys on the next video.